Shalom, shalom. Um, we are the brothers of the Great Millstone, Chicago branch, and one of our beloved brothers from Wisconsin here with us tonight. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders that rule well. Salutations to all our fellow laborers, around the four corners of the earth that are doing this work with truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever.
That's right.
To the few Arkwaf that are listening and learning to you, we say shalom. And as you can see on the title, truth is the new hate speech. You bring out history, revealing the identity of groups of people, hate speech. You prove that through history and through scripture that that a particular people's nationality has been stolen, and that and claiming to be them is hate speech. You come with facts, it's hate speech. All right. So without any further ado, can we get what's that? He's going to destroy them with the mouth, the brightness of 2 Thessalonians 2:8, I believe.
Look at that, Jeremiah.
Yeah, whatever precept you have, and then can we get Antipater's face on the screen, Baba Kashah?
This is
Go ahead, brother.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 14. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Lord God, Lord Yahweh God of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them." Yeah.
God, so the words of the Lord are devouring them, not staged events that none of the facts add up. Well, the story changed almost daily. Because last I heard, this guy, what was his name, Alexander something? He had it was broadcast. The Elamite said he had no connection to the Hebrew Israelites, or black Hebrew Israelites. Then if he had no connection, then why even bring their name up? What's the purpose of saying he has no connection to the Hebrew Israelites, but then keep mentioning their name in the broadcast? It was to plant a seed.
David Anderson.
David Anderson.
The other name, Francine Graham.
And so, nevertheless, put up images. It does look like George Bush. Look like Daddy Bush, man.
Bush.
All right. So, and there's and so when you're looking at at these people, that's the father of the Herodian dynasty right there, Antipater, and he's in the Bible and he's in the history books. He's in encyclopedias, and he's an Edomite. It tells you he's an Edomite. Herod the Great, the Idumean. Yeah, click on that. Baba Kashah. No, right above. No, brother, you were on.
Slacking.
No, the scale, brother. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, click on that, brother. It won't clear up. But nevertheless, it says Herod the Great, the Idumean, then it breaks them all down, the whole line. And matter of fact, give me that account in the Apocrypha. I think it's in Maccabees, when John Hyrcanus when his not John Hyrcanus, but his forefathers, I forget which one of the Maccabees it was, when they got killed. Let me see, who was it? Who was that? They got killed by the Idumeans that set them up. That was it. I'll find it.
Shit ain't clearing up.
Give a second.
When they was drinking or something.
Yeah, when they had the hiding place, and they got them drunk, disarmed them, and then they attacked them after they were drinking.
Until you find it, want me to read this?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Okay. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed. Only he who let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with his spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
God, brother, and that's what it is. The spirit of his mouth is with us, the prophets, man. And we're doing great damage to Esau, Edom, and that's why they send agents like Agent Riser to who's completely revealing his true nature and his true purpose, which we knew that all along, man. Yeah, it's in First Maccabees, the 16th chapter. Started verse 11, and then somebody holds Sirach 10 and 12. All right, because what happened was after this, these Herodians came into power, and why would they were set up by Hyrcanus? There it is, right there, man. Idumean advisor to Hyrcanus, okay, and then the next thing you know, the Herodians took over and was sitting on the throne over the Israelites, over Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, man. All right. Yeah, but somebody got that.
First Maccabees chapter 16, verse 11. It says, moreover, in the plain of Jericho was Ptolemaeus, the son of Abupas, made captain, and he had abundance of silver and gold, for he was the high priest's son-in-law.
Right, he was a high priest's son-in-law, man. So he is married. He was married to the Maccabees' daughter, man. All right, which was going off because he shouldn't allow. We shouldn't allow no heathen to be married until he was going off right there, man. But go ahead.
Wherefore his heart being lifted up, he thought to get the country to himself, and thereupon consulted deceitfully against Simon and his sons.
Now, what's that scripture said? He seek to take that place.
Matter
of fact, yeah, hold on to 12 because go ahead. Con, I was going to tell you that. Go ahead, brother.
And his sons to destroy them. Now Simon was visiting the cities that were in the country and taking care for the good ordering of them. At which time he came down himself to Jericho with his sons Mattathias and Judas in the 117th year.
So because he had 3 sons, so he had 2 of them with him. And you see, they were named after his brother, his uncle, and his grandfather. All right, go ahead.
In the 11th month, called Sabbath, where the son of Abupas receiving them deceitfully into a little hole called Daucus, which he had built, made them a great banquet. Howbeit,
so he had set up a whole party. And this is how Edom does, man. This is his MO. This is how they do things. All right. This is the same way Agent Riser came. He came to meet the camps and, and trying to debate and go back and forth like he really cared about the doctrine and cared about the scriptures. And now
to buy dinner.
Yeah, all that, man. And now he's running with the story where the videos it's all over the internet and all over social media. That this event that they're pushing with the false flag, I've seen the video myself where the guys were behind scenes with their cell phone shooting, videotaping them as they're shooting. They saying cut, and the cops are all running around. The whole thing was set up, man. And then and even though that footage is floating all over video world, all over the net and social media, they're still trying to run this story, man. Same way they did everything else, 9/11, the moon landing, they lie about every damn thing, man. Doesn't matter all of you. So it gets to the point where they don't even care that you have the videotape with the evidence proving your case, man.
Because they know most people ain't gonna pay attention to it. Most people say they're sheeple. But yeah, most people sheeple, man. And and that's why Psalms 82:5 says they know not. Neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness, all the foundations of the earth are out of course. And that's the beautiful thing. But the righteous is the ones who's waking up to this.
Okay.
You know?
You tell.
That same chapter where it say, I think it's the third verse, it say, how long will you accept the persons of the wicked? Salah. Who's the head judge? Quote unquote, who's the head judge right now? Esau. So even if you do come, you can come with all the truth, all the facts, you're dealing with Esau. That's what people don't get. And it's like,
We're in a situation like that now. But that's how these people operate, man. You know, I've said it often. It's like you have all the evidence that it would exonerate you in a court of law. You have all the evidence that will prove that your innocence, but the judge refuses to allow you to present your evidence that proves it. All right. So that's where we are right now. All right. So they're literally, they ignore the content of the information that we bring out, and then they just labeled it anti this and hate that. Right, but finish that scripture. You got a point?
Yeah, because look, you don't forget they released 2 different suspects, groups of suspects for the shooting.
Oh yeah, but there we go. Con. So it's got right, 2 different couples. Con. It's right. So this is our live, right?
Yeah.
So once again, and then they're gonna lie about the numbers that are really watching it. And there's probably people overseas watching it. The whole world sees it. So this fabrication has got 2 different couples on the screen. Okay, 2 different damn couples on the screen, man.
And they came out though. One of the couples, I forget which one, that showed it. They was already locked up for crimes past already. They wasn't even out.
Yeah.
They just put their faces, man. Just random niggas. Yeah, they did it.
So there you go, man. God, Queen and Slim, man. And we saw how, if you saw the movie, you saw how bogus they got done because the video exonerated them. The video showed that they really were just defending their lives. All right, against an all-out attack, unlawful attack, and but yet they still were hunted down like they were dogs, man. All right. So, but finish that scripture, Papa Kushah.
Verse 16. So when Simon and his sons had drunk largely, Ptolemy and his men rose up and took their weapons and came upon Simon into the banqueting place and slew him and his 2 sons and certain of his servants. In which doing he committed a great treachery and recompensed evil for good. Then Ptolemy wrote these things and sent to the king that he should send him an host to aid him, and he would deliver him the country and cities. He sent others also to Gazaria to kill John, and unto the tribunes he sent letters to come unto him.
But see, John was made aware of it, man, so he was prepared for it. But the point being that now go back to Sirach 10.
I got you.
Come, brother.
Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Go up to 10. Read 10 down to 12.
Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thy. This is what you want, right?
Come.
Never trust thy enemy. So it says, wickedness. Thou wilt take care of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So over time, guess what? That rust gonna show again, and he's gonna show you the devil.
Right.
Hey, he shined himself up, you know, and he put on that sheep's clothing, you know, and he's in power right now. He owns all of media outlets. He owns all the institutions where people could so-called learn theology and go to these seminary schools. And like the scripture says, it says that people are willing in the day of thy power. So right now, the people are willing in the day of his power, you know, and they put good for light for, bad for good. All right. And so when we come speaking upright, come speaking the truth, we're going against the grain of what has been molded in the minds of the people. So they're thinking that we're just, wrong. Okay. Okay.
Sirach 12. And 12, set him not by thee, lest we had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place.
And that's what this is all about, man. That's what Agent Razzle and the rest of these Edomites are trying to do. They really think that they can, you know, that they can take the place of Jacob, man. That Jacob could just get pushed to the side, and that E could just step into this place because they're the other son. But that's not what's promised in the scriptures, man. Bring up that face of Antipater again, man. And then somebody get a First Maccabees, the 4th chapter, around the 59th verse toward the end.
Can I finish this verse up?
Absolutely, brother.
Set him not by thee, lest we have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who would pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? So look, hey, who's gonna have pity towards you when you get got by the devil, man? Hey, he's the devil. What he's gonna do? He's gonna do devilish shit, man. Ain't no making no pets with him, man. Ain't no leads with him, man. He'll come peacefully, and like it says in Psalms, man. His words are smoother than butter. This Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. This is MO, man. He comes in peace. What does he really have, man? Drawn swords. All right, he's looking to take control and power, man. He's a serpent.
If I may, and they're putting out, like I was saying, all these false doctrines, false narratives, all this stuff that people are taking heed to. And here it is, we're coming and speaking the truth. But and why? To basically warn the people that, just like the brother was just reading, who will pity what is it? Right, who will pity a charmer bit by the serpent? And this devil Esau Edom is putting all these false doctrines, ideologies, and everything false out there, and you're giving heed to that. But it says right here in Romans 1:18, Ephesians 5:6, let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience. All right. And so we're warning the people that, hey, man, you got to get bit. OK, not only by Esau Edom and his wickedness, but ultimately, if you stay there on his false doctrine and his ways and, what was given to him, his portion, his lot is this present evil world. And if you want a part of that, then you're going to get the wrath of the Most High God, man. And this is this is what we're trying to warn our people, man. In the scriptures, throughout the scriptures, it talks about there is a chosen people, a special chosen people, man. That the kingdom that's going to be for eternity is going to be ruled by this particular people in righteousness, man. This is what we're talking about, and that truth is hate to everybody else, man.
Yeah.
Truth will be evil spoken of.
Yeah.
God.
And I had that scripture too, but
Yeah, could you go ahead and grab it? And you can read that. Get because you said something. Get Esau's the end of the world.
Come.
But if you would, brother, if you could read that, because I'm looking at it on the screen. It says an Antipater, Ancient History Encyclopedia, Maccabees, New World Encyclopedia.org, Herod. This is all E's own information, telling you that these Herodians are Idumeans, and Idumeans are Edomites, man. All right, and the Idumeans, and then like in that book, the Roman Empire of the Edomite, 1853, by William Beeston. All right, it told you in the Jewish Targums, the rabbis were saying that the Herodians are Idumeans, are Edomites, man. And then we know the history about the forced conversion of John Hyrcanus, so they started calling themselves Jewish. And then they started wearing the hats, all right? Because the Israelite man wore the tops of their head, their crowns open. And I just heard some information from one sister talking about the curls on the sides of their head. And I always wonder what that was all about, but one thing she said, it may or may not be true. I'm gonna look into it. But they were once called the serpent people, and that those things represent snakes. That's why they curl them up. They twist them like that until they curl up. And I was like, that makes total sense. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna do more research on it, but it sounds about right.
And God. And well, if vocab was so learned in his theological school, like the elders say, you need to go back and get a lawsuit on them. If you go look up here, the Matthew 2:1, now when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. If you just click on Herod as you go into the etymology, it tells you within the first sentence or two sentences where he come from. Herod.
Go back to the one you had.
Herod.
Yeah.
The name of a royal family that flourished among the Jews in the time of Hamashiach.
Amongst the Jews.
Mm-hmm. And about the times of the Hamashiach and the apostles. Herod the Great was the son of Antipater of Idumea, appointed king of Judea BC 40 by the Roman Senate at the suggestion of Antony, and was the consent of Octavian. He had later became blah, 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 blah. You can read the rest of it, but there you go. I tell you that well, I'm just jump down. He was brave and skilled in war, learned and sagacious, but also extremely suspicious and cruel. Hence, he destroyed the entire royal family of Hasmoneans, put to death many of the Jews that opposed his government.
Right, because why? Because he married into the family.
Mm-hmm.
He was the advisor to a foolish Israelite who got him into power, man. And there you go, man. They married into the family, and next thing you know, the same thing happened in Britain, man. All right, same thing happened. They married into the Israelite families, and next thing you know, you got Edomites talking about they the royals now.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Oh, through Catherine, looking at. But I mean, that's basically it. That just showing you that it's right here. And if you did any simple research by clicking on the strong note, you'll get it.
But they say the Edomites were done away with. I've heard Vocab say that, many other Christians.
And I was going to sit down on that scripture you called for. I don't think anybody get it. Esau's the end of the world.
I got it.
Bubble shot. That's perfect.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Let me start verse 7 or just hit the point.
Read 6 and then go. No, verse 7. Yeah, verse 7. You're right.
This is Second Ezra 6 and verse 7. It says, "Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or what shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. Esau is the end."
Is the world in it right now? Or are we still in it? Are we still going through it? The scripture says when Yahushua shall return, there will be no more war.
It can't. And then secondly, all this evidence that's on the screen before us, this is all their own stuff. So basically, they were proud of this history. Yeah. They were proud to be the Idumeans. They were proud to be the Greeks and the Romans. And now that in which they weren't, all right.
That's right. Right.
Because we through Alexander the Great, through Alexander the Great, right, they got dominion over the Greeks and dominion over that part of the world, right? And all this information that we're looking at is in their encyclopedias, and all this information is in the Apocrypha. That's right. So now we know why people like Agent Riser and other Christians try to discredit the Apocrypha, which the precepts in the Apocrypha match up with the rest of the Bible, and then secondly, it matches up with secular history. It tells the same exact story. So basically, when the apostles put out that video many years ago, the whole history of the world is contained in the Bible. It is. All right, and it clearly says in the scriptures that there's no nation that has been done away with, man. It says there's no end to any people. That's right. All right. So the Edomites are still here, and the Bible prophesied that they will be ruling. And basically, Amalek's at the head of that, man.
And the Lord said we will go to war with Amalek from generation to generation.
So how is he done away with if we're going to war with a generation? And basically, this is a war right now because Amalek, all right. And the say anything about, they're at war with us. They declare war on us right now, and they're doing it very sloppily because the evidence that presents that proves that we're innocent and that we're actually correct in everything that we say is all their own information. It's all their own information, man. Because you know, I'm pretty sure that you know that Yacht didn't get together with the elders. Him and Benji go out, you know, and go out to New York, get on the computer and upload all this stuff. You didn't do any of this, right? This is, I mean, this stuff has been around for a very, very, very long time.
Because they was counting on Jake, not researching and reading.
That's a problem.
I got this is Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Break down, brother. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, where you again, Slucky?
He did Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that
surprises setting who they not is, you know. And one way that their enterprise was penetrated, so to speak, is because of the prophets first. Because we had to come up and set up and proclaim who they are. Expose them. Well, going back to the first scripture that the elder had called, that 2 Thessalonians, revealed in his time.
Right.
So that really began to start them who they really were.
Yeah.
And,
You gotta think about how much money, time is
Micah too.
There's a video of someone getting mad at and here it is from, and it's like these billions of
stop devices, all things, what brings all to your remembrance of, they can't hamper that. They can't stop it. They have minds of the elect.
it shall not return unto me, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
Yeah.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent.
Right. And so Esau, Edom's devices, his deceit, his lies, his having power, you know, the CFR, what is it? The CFR, who has, yep, none of them could do anything about the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and his plan, his will prospering, just like he said.
Revelations 11:11, that they fell in a great fear when they seen the Spirit of the Lord.
That's right. That's right. And they are.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Part of the will of the Lord is him calling himself trying to stop this thing. So he's doing the will of the Lord anyway.
That's right.
And that's why he's doing it, and the Agent Rise is really doing a horrible job, man. I watched a video that the elder Yashawama put up, and I do believe the brothers were getting strikes for re-uploading it. Yeah. But he played the scene of Agent Riser, and basically he showed weak ass IUIC standing there in the background with the fringes on their t-shirts and stuff. But nevertheless, they were still out on the highways and byways prophesying Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and basically it's the same thing that he always does. What he does is he'll get on TV and he'll show us in the background talking while he's just narrating, and you're not hearing anything what we're saying or what we're actually doing, and then he just tries to project to the people to control the narrative about what's going on.
Right.
And what they're talking to him,
right?
That's right.
No, and that's then they just say whatever they want. And
that's the same thing that they got a guy named for the story, and they show both sides and without any bias, and then at the end make a determination. Where's that happening with the scriptures also say, here the conclusion of the whole matter. All right?
Yeah, because they're not doing that. They're just dictating.
I remember as a kid, you would have both panels on both sides of the story. They story out, then the people determine which story is true.
No, they got rid of that just because you know because when they got dominion over, you got to remember, right? You got to remember the media is owned by 6 different entities, and they all happen to be the same. Exactly. So there it is, and that's what this whole anti thing, you know, this and you know, the anti this and anti that bullshit. All right, and it's basically what it is, man. Anti this and anti that bullshit, and the elder just, you know, we can bring up the bloodline, the family line of Shem. We can put that on the screen too and show you that he had 5 sons, and then out of those 5 sons came other nations of the people, man. All right, so and all the people that came out of Shem, were all Hebrews. Well, you know that the Hebrew nations came out of him, out of his son Eber, man. All right, and
even not a lot came more,
and more Hebrews. So there's a lot of Hebrew people running around out there, man. All right, so, but you know what is funny? You drop the H and you create a new word, and all of a sudden you only got one group of people that fit that. It's just kind of strange, man. And as a matter of fact, can we like go to the blue letter on this screen and do a word search for Semite in the King James Bible and see what pops up on the screen? For that.
Let's see.
The evidence is just too damn, man.
All right.
Once they get this evidence, it's like.
This video.
You got a Bible that came from.
How the hell we anti-Testament?
Moron.
I say no.
Right.
Reads Psalms 50 and 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. And that's Esau. He's always framing deceit. He wants to say it, I think it's they're estranged from the womb.
Stop.
Yeah, it is.
They speak lies when they're born. That's in their nature, man, in their DNA, in their code, man. They got to speak lies. I think last week we got brought up how the play.
Yeah.
And it was all Edomites, basically.
Yeah, we call him the devil. What the devil mean?
That's it, Semite.
Semite.
Yeah, but it's Semite or Semitic. Either one. Let's see what it says. What does it say? It says there is no concordance reserved for Semite in the King James Bible. All right, so put in Semitic. Oh, Semitic. There is no concordance reserved for Semitic in the King James Bible. Okay, let's do something else then. Go ahead and put in the word Shem. Let's see if that exists.
Not your win.
Oh wow,
There's a Shem.
we got a Shem. Okay, well, see there it is, man.
Just go into click on tools.
The Edom.
Let's get the Edom.
The Edom, the word doesn't really pop up. The earliest one is 1781, and it says
Which one?
for Semite, it says a Jew, Arab, Assyrian, or Armenian.
Oh, wait a minute. It gave multiple races.
Yeah.
Because that's what it says in my dictionary. If National was here, he has the same one. I was gonna have him break it down, but it's in his room.
Then it says else from French, and we know those Khazars went to France. 1845, modern Latin, Sem, and then it gives you the real word, which is Shem, and it puts the Shem in quotations of one of the sons of Noah. So even in the false narrative of this word, they had to give you the real words, which is Shem.
So there it is, man. So the word, so basically, that's a newspeak word, and we all know that newspeak is used to deceive people, man. So they basically created a word, newspeak.
It's like
They changed the spelling of it and made up a word and then classified only only a one group of people, and then a good portion of, well, they're all converts, okay, but a lot of the Jewish people today converted as of lately. So you convert, now all of a sudden you're a Semite, you're a different sperm line now because you converted to a religion, and now they just made it where turned the religion into a race of people now, their nationality now.
And we know what race had to convert. If you know their history, we know what race was forced to convert because it was so filthy. They living in caves, the quote unquote the cavemen.
I just want to show some because the Spirit told me to check some out. When you go to the H8035 Shem, right? It says Shah and Ma. They say Shem. So their scholars say that Shah sound is a Shah. If you go to the next word, Shum, they show you that it's a Shum. Next one, Shema. All these words for that character is Shum. They're telling you it's Shum. So then why do they drop the H when their scholars here in the blue letter show you that it's
matter of
Shah?
fact, can we pull up on the screen? Just so we can show the world this damning information that that's a made up word.
You can highlight the pronunciation right there. That one's close enough.
Just click it.
Yeah.
Strong's H 8035. Shame.
And
Shame.
it's not shame, it's actually Sean.
Because there's no because that's that Eliezer Ben Yehudi Eliezer bullshit. There's no long vowels in Hebrew except for the letter I. But they're telling you it's a sh sound.
Right.
They're telling you, do it again.
Strong's H 8035. Shame.
So I guess
Shame.
it would be same medic.
Right.
Right, same medic. So you can't. So even they're telling you that it's a SH sound, but yet they spell it SEM, and then they TII Semitic.
Oh, they got it right there.
Right, you got it right there. The eldest son of Noah, the progenitor.
So why do you put? So why do you do the? Why would they put that right there? Now hold on, and this is crazy. This is not how you know that E has his hand in everything, because we just did a word search where it says that word doesn't exist. So why is that? Hold on. So why is that word in the blue letter to explain something?
Sloppy. Right, and then
But it does say Semitic tribes. So hey, look, man. But you know what? Agent Riser with his wicked ass, all right, he don't want to deal with that. Absolutely, brother.
I'm gonna read a few verses on Psalm 64. I'm gonna start at 2. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." And that chief house is, of course, Amalek, but Esau, Edom. It says, "Who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot arrows, even bitter words." And everything they make up is they can't back up their own selves, man. All they got left is just to keep lying. And it's really shut the internet down.
And that's it, because they can do that. Why? Because they own the media. They control the media. So it doesn't matter that you have the evidence and the truth. All right, as far as they're concerned.
Well, it's like y'all from the same part of the bitter words is them saying that we are the people, and that they are the people. Now, when you look at that, the word, it says 1781 that it was created.
Yeah, for that.
Right, but in the early 1800s, they called them pogroms in Germany, and that's in the beginning. The Rothschilds had shipped those Germanite Jews in the early 1800s to Israel. That's when it actually originally started with them building up the agriculture. That's where the word Semitic actually stemmed from them having a controversy over there in Germany, and then they shipped them to Israel under what is called the first, second, third Elias. So that's why that's the beginning of the word Semitic came from the time period when they first got shipped over there to Israel to set up agriculture. And the first city that they built was Pink City, which is Tel Aviv, the capital, which is faggot city.
Well, it's funny that the Bible spoke about a bastard, a false fraudulent, fake, fraud dwelling in Ashdod, man.
Yep. That's when that word first was created.
Wow. So it's amazing how the prophecies put E on blast, man.
You see how they even put right after Shem, right there, they say Sim, and then Shem right by at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right there. Usually when they do that after the strong definition, you'll find in the scriptures that word there in the Bible, because sometimes they give you multiple different words that they'll use that they'll say that's in the KJV as this word or this word or this word, and it's all kind of in the same context. You don't gonna ever find Sim in there, period. S-E-M. Nobody names Sim in the Bible. Nope. So that's a lot.
Look for the person named Sem in the Bible.
Even when they say that Hashem, they still say Shalom.
Yeah, they say Hashem. They don't say Hashem. So they full of shit. But, all right. That's New Testament, right?
New Testament.
That probably got updated too.
No, they did that.
No, that's
they
spelled Noah like no.
No, he's right. They added vowels.
That's supposed to be the Greek way of saying it.
Right, exactly.
Hey, if you want to pull up that, if you pull it up in not the lexicon, the Edamon, that Edamon clearly tells you kind of have to go back. Well, you do have to go back to that word Shem.
Well, see, even then, if they still go with use Semitic, that lets you know what they really want. They go back to the Greek roots. So they keep going back to the Greek roots. They can't help but come back to their own nature. That's why they pick that word. Don't pick the Greek word.
I got a few more for y'all. This verse it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Yeah, so we know all you can't really do anything with these lies, man. Because we had the truth at the end of the day. The truth is the light is always going to overtrump the darkness. It says they encourage themselves in the evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? And really, everything you do, you get exposed at it. It's like this ain't 1980 no more when people don't have cameras like that. You know, it's technology.
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 27. The evil shall be put out, and the deceit shall be quenched. All right, we're seeing that right now. All this deceit's being quenched by what? The word, man. Right? This truth is coming out. Hey, and you can't stop it. Esau can't stop this truth, man. All right, and that's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, we're in that season. All right, it wasn't saying in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, there's a time and a season for everything. And you had your season of deceit, lies, deception. Now we're in that season of truth, man. It's coming out, and you hate it.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Hey, well, that's why they in rulership. It says because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. All right, the kingdom shall be translated from one people to another.
And see, and now I'm looking at where they keep placing the word Sem. They're trying to equate it with Israel, you're trying to make it with Israel, and that as if they're Israel, but it's all but you got Shem in there, and it's talking about the patriarch of the Hebrew nations, not just one people, man. You can't make it just one people. All right. Matter of fact, could you get what I had asked for, brother? Can somebody get Genesis a scripture Benji like to bring out, 10 and 8, I believe, when it talks about Eber, the father of the Hebrews.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 2, it says, for the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath ever destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and their host shall fall down, as a leaf falleth from off the fig vine. So like it from off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judge.
So he right. So now we go back to Idumeans. Let's see who the Idumeans are. Let's put those Idumeans back on the screen, Bob.
And ain't nobody on the planet look like them either, except these guys right here.
There you go, man.
You can't hide.
Those are your Idumeans right there, man. Herod. There they go. These are your Idumeans, man. And what is Idumean? A Greek word for Edomite. And it's funny that the first thing says Roman Empire, because Edom is Rome. The 1941 and the 1904, the 1925 and the 1904 Jewish Encyclopedia, the 1977. And there's another one that I can't remember right now, and they all are in agreement, and they all have to talk about that the same thing, that Edom is Rome. Modern day Jewry is Edom, man.
That's like brother was scoffing, but he made a super good point. All these noses are intact, man.
Like
these judges are not covered. These judges ain't covered up, man.
Yeah, they were proud of it because they were proud. Now they're ashamed of it because what's coming out. It's not like when you go to Europe, when you go to to Britain, Scotland, and Ireland, and where all in Germany and different parts of Europe, all the noses are broken off, man. But these are pretty well preserved for the most part, man. But yeah, but you get over to Germany, you get over to all of them castles in Slovenia and all those different parts of Europe, man. All the faces are destroyed, man. I even saw a picture today of a very rare picture of the Sphinx before the nose was blasted off, man. They even surfaced before they aimed the cannons at it and destroyed them, man. You can clearly see them Hamite features, man. All right, ain't no hiding it, man. Even with the destroyed, you can see it.
I did another search on the Jewish Encyclopedia.org. The words at the SEM, it doesn't even pop up. They just got Shem on there.
Wow.
It's like,
what? Let's see that on the screen. Can you come type the same thing in over there?
Yeah, type in Jewish Encyclopedia.com and then just type in Shem. Because Shem didn't even pop up.
It's a new speak word, so they made it up, right?
Like it's real.
Right.
But you can't film yourself doing the crime, man.
So JewishEncyclopedia.com.
Yep, that's it. And then you type in Shem.
Type in Sim.
Yeah, type in Shem first.
Another thing they do when they read the Hebrew, they'll say Israeli.
Wow.
And then when you type in Shem, really I think I just went to S, but try typing in Shem.
Hold on, let me try something else. Hold on. Just to narrow it down. Hold on 1 second.
Why you doing so much thinking in mine? You ain't been using this book properly.
Shem. Yep, pops right up.
You can't believe in the fingerprints, man. You gotta wear gloves when you do the crime.
Let's look it up in here. Now I have in my possession the Western Simplified Dictionary. Yours is 1929. What year is yours? 1929, right. So let's look up mine is 1933. Yep, yours is significantly heavier than mine, man. There's some words in here you need to look up, brother. Where are we going to? Shem. Let's look it up. And they took the price up on this book too. And as a matter of fact, I think it's not available anymore. I use it so much they they won't. You can't even buy it no more.
I bought that in
They took the price way up crazy.
It was like a bookstore.
Yeah, that's why I found mine originally in a used bookstore. And now if you go online and look up this book, they took the price up to a ridiculous amount.
This is beautiful seeing Esau's leg exposed, man. He's being laid bare. He's being exposed. He's being identified. Even 2/3 are starting to
There we go.
To sift it out, man.
Shemite. It says Noah's eldest son, ancestor of the Semites. All right, hold on. Shemite, one of the Caucasian race, including Jews, all right, Arabs, Assyrians, and Babylonians. Wait, aren't Babylonians Africans? Hamitic people. So yeah, so they just but nevertheless, what they did, because they were trying to support that the reason they said Babylonians, because they were trying to, that was a Hamitic theory that they came up with. They were trying to make the definition. And Arabs are Shemitic, but they are not so-called Caucasians. As a matter of fact, there was no such thing as a Caucasian race during the time of when all this was happening on. That was Caucasian is something that they came up with in the 1700s when they were trying to perfect their white superiority doctrine. All right, just like they self-prescribed the term white upon themselves in 1681. All right, so the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shai did not create anything called the Caucasian or white race. That's a label that they put upon themselves. But nevertheless, when you looked up Shem, it gave you a plethora of nations, not just one. Right? And the truth be said, Jewish people are Shemitic. You know, they are Shemitic. They're Hebrews, they're Hebrew Edomites. All right, because they are from Isaac's loins. All right, but they're not the chosen line. Matter of fact, they're the wicked according to the Bible. Right. All right, but you can put up Antipater again. Let's put up these. We're gonna keep putting these Idumeans on blast. If somebody get a First Maccabees the first chapter.
First chapter.
And matter of fact, that you can read that too. You've been holding that.
Okay.
But the first chapter when it talks about the wicked. Matter of fact, hold that. Let's get that wicked first. Whoever got it.
Thessalonians.
First Maccabees chapter 1. Starting at 7.
Start at the 4 that came up with them. And start from there. Actually, read verse 1 first. Then jump down to
This is First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 1. And it came to pass after that Alexander son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
In his stead. Matter of fact, let me look that word up with this book.
Which that the dictionary? We got a big dictionary.
You can look it up on the phone too as well.
It says the place, position, or function properly or customarily occupied by another.
Right. So they took over a place that wasn't theirs. Exactly. Stead. It says a place which another had or might have, as to go to war in another stead, use service advantage. You just block the light. Water, brother.
Aziz, light.
Yeah, that's actually, it says right there. The first one is the right one. To place with the place which another had or might have. All right. So what does it say? To read that again.
Yes. First Maccabees 1:1. It says, and it happened after that Alexander son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
So he took over the place of Darius, a different race of people, a place that he used to have. So, and because Alexander is a Macedonian, right? And we can trace the Macedonians back to Esau Edom, man. It's right there in the Apocrypha. Now you see what that Apocrypha was, that damning piece of evidence that they had to make disappear, man. So it's funny that the Apocrypha was in the Bible all along, but in that same period of time when the white superiority doctrine was being built up, the same time frame of the operation of the Bible Destruction Group, and all of a sudden the Apocrypha wasn't good enough for the Bible anymore. Why? Because it proved the Apocrypha was the smoking gun. All right, that was Esau with the chocolate all on his hands and face. All right, he got caught eating all the chocolate, man, and then trying to wipe it off and say it wasn't him. All right. It was a black man, right? And he was black.
Some of the same faces were there, man. That's right. Talking about Archititus. It names names. Hey, names that these Edomites are very proud to claim today. Because these people love to say, "Oh, we're the Romans, we're the Greeks." Well, who? Can I read this for you? This is 35 and we'll start at 12. It says, "And thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh, and I have heard all the blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying they are laid desolate, they are given to us to consume." And if you line these prophecies up and you put the square peg in the square hole and the circle peg in the circle hole, hey, you see it clear as day, man. Hey, who else can the children of Israel be? Who else can the sons of Edom be? It says they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. And this is it, man. Hey, we've been crying out to the Lord. The Lord's about to make his return to this earth, man. And he's about to judge everything. He's about to set everything right, man. Everybody's going to get cut their portion. And that's why they don't want Yahweh Shah to come. That's right.
Because once Yahweh Shah comes, it's like, oh, shit. Then everybody, hey, what that song? I've been thinking about that Psalms 110 all day. It says, Slaki. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoice, I will make thee desolate." Hey, and Esau's been rejoicing for a long time, man.
Yep.
Hey, that time, it's our time to rejoice now, man.
Yeah.
Because our Lord is on his way.
Yeah, and it's going to set up a kingdom ruled by his special chosen people in righteousness. All right, and that is what people don't like. They want to do as they will.
Oh yeah,
they want it their way right away, like Burger King. Hey, that's how people want it. You know what I'm saying? See, but no, there's a standard, man. There's a way. There's instructions to live on this planet Earth, man.
They ain't trying.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
You know, women want to be men want to be women.
Exactly.
You know, they want to marry and have sex with animals and little children and eat abominable things. There's a giant, nasty-looking crab when you're on a curve coming off Ohio, coming from downtown when you get ready to get on 94. You know, the curve that puts you on 94 when you're coming off Ohio. Yeah, that gigantic, nasty looking. It looked like a spider.
Oh, right.
And I'm like, it looked like a straight up bug, man. Matter of fact, put a crab up on the screen, man. Yeah. And so that's an abominable thing that these people will love to eat. Right? So tell me, man, what do they call it? An arachnoid spider? It's not a crab, an arachnoid in the water. Look at that thing.
They call it crustacean.
You see these things,
but it's a big nasty bug. It's a bug. It's a spider. It's a sea spider. It's a spider under. That's the one that they have up on the board right there. Oh, look at that thing, man. And they got a giant like that, a giant crab just like that, a giant. Bigger than a damn building. It's just huge, gigantic sign, man. Look at them when they're all right. Look at that thing, man. It's a fucking bug. All right? It eats dead things and it eats shit.
Yep.
When something bigger than it shits, it goes down there and it eats it. All right? Look at those things. They're bugs. And so that goes just like shrimp. So you have to understand, they used to feed it because it was cheap. and they used to feed this to inmates in prison. All right, this is what they used to give to inmates in prison, Edomites,
Right.
in the 17 and 1800s. This is what they fed them with. The ones who were lucky enough, if you be better off with bread and water.
Right.
I'd have been like, you know, I'll just take the bread and water there, man. I'm sorry.
Are they delicacies now?
They're delicacies.
So you took a sea bug, a bug of the sea, and you got, but you know, they go to show you, man, how easily people can be just completely misled by E, man. Like you got this generation of people that spans 2 decades now, cats walking around with their butt cheeks hanging out. You know, just folly here, man. Folly is that truly in great dignity, man.
That's right.
The whole thing screams, don't touch it, don't eat it. Don't eat it. You look at this is not appetizing. Do not, you know.
How do you cook the damn thing? How do you even get the meat out of that?
I mean, they crack open.
Oh, they crack that bitch open.
Yeah. I mean, like, you just like.
But look at it. Why would you want to eat it, man?
Right.
It look like something you put in a tank and feed bugs and keep it as a pet or something. Something a little kid would want. Why would you want to actually have butter and dip it in stuff? Look at that thing, man.
That's what I'm happy about. Why do you think it's seafood shit? That shit makes me blind. They're fucking parasites.
See, but this is what Esau Edom, who's in power, this is what he does. He molds the mind of the people to think that that's something that looks delicious and edible. See, you see people posting this stuff up all day, like, ooh, man, I'm about to smash. You know what I'm saying? All it, and you got the bitches on YouTube that go live and have the big dumb ones. You know what I'm saying? And they what? Right. Right.
They push all the time. You make it big, you eat shrimp and crab and all that stuff.
Yeah. Right. They'll have a big stupid bowl of the butter and stuff.
They got big over like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Got big
Yeah.
like a year.
Yeah, because
And all the nigga women do it.
yeah,
All the niggas. All the niggas.
yeah, they're getting free stuff from these different spots that and they promote them. You know
So
what
they
I'm saying?
fly them around and they come.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about fly them around, but I know that the nigga women, they speak on the certain products from these certain restaurants and companies and stuff, and they promote them. So when they sitting up there and they talking about them, and they were like, hey, yeah, shout out to seafood special, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know, and people now go ahead and spend money with them because they saw it from these and it looks so good, and they're sitting up there smacking and dripping butter sauce and you know.
This is Isaiah 65.
That's what they call it.
Well, Isaiah 65:3. And people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifices in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves and lodge in monuments, which eat swine's flesh, and broth of abominable things is in their vessels. He said a broth of abominable things.
That crab boil.
That's a broth. Right. Parasitic with you parasites and hot sauce. That shit with cornbread.
Yeah.
Right. They got the potatoes, corn.
So I'm gonna eat something that just ate nothing but shit and dead things.
Yeah.
You can't tell
Yeah.
right? And they even Esau will tell you are what you eat.
Yeah.
So you eat something that eats shit and dead things.
You did. Gumbo.
But you know what a nigga will say or a speaker will say? But it tastes so good.
It tastes so good.
Right.
And then they also justify saying that it don't matter what you eat, you know, you don't try to.
Well, because he taught that the law is done away with.
Exactly. But the Lord said in verse 5, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. And let you know these church pastors that do this the most, man. All right, they'll go ahead and have a church Sunday service in between. They got a fish broil, catfish fry, fish fry.
Gotta be catfish.
You know what I'm saying?
It can't be birds or buffalo or
ham sandwich
or something that's
crazy.
That's right. And it says, but the Most High said, these are a smoke in my nose. a fire that burneth all the day. And if you ever had smoke going on your nose, that is one of the most irritating feelings, man. That means you really irritate the Most High, man. If he's watching you through his
tears.
Let alone the smell of cooked wine, man.
It's just
They getting the burning in these neighborhoods, man. We have taken the bus. You can smell them in the cauldron of fucking swine's flesh, man.
That shit stinks so bad, man. Yeah. When I used to go to my imposters spot early in the morning, man. When I used to pass that damn restaurant that opened up at 0 Dark 100, man. You can smell that swine a block away. All that bacon that they're cooking on that grill, man. That shit stinks. It smells so bad, man.
All right, quick one.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Proverbs 19:10. Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. That word delight is luxury. Fucking with Esau, and Esau, he got the whole world eating shit and calling it a delicacy, man. You know, luxury. Esau ain't supposed to have no luxury, man.
Right, gout, right.
Hey, bad pH for the
This'll
women.
make you sick, man. Right, yeah, bad brain for the woman to make your kitty stink. Right,
That bro. Phone. Hey, because when you walk down, because this restaurant, Two Fish, it's right down the street on 47th, man. You walk there, bro. Some of the baddest bitches in Brunsville, all in there, man. Packed. Full of bad bitches. You're like, damn, all you hoes stink.
Yeah, I was saying, bad as hell for your
all them hoes stink, man.
Hey, this is not food. You know what I'm saying? It's not food.
And that's why now this spirit to switch, man. That's why Jake is in such a low state, man. That's why you will walk around with nasty ass unclean locks in your head, man. While you will walk around with your butt cheek showing.
Right.
All right. While you will go with all three at the same time. You got nasty ass unclean locks in your head. All right, with your ass showing, sitting down in Two Fish, eating that shit, sucking on your fingers. Got your whole family there.
Yep. And let me bring out that scripture first for you.
It's Isaiah 59:1. It says, "Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your power, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he would not hear."
So like what a nigga always say, you mean God let me go through all this suffering? Yeah, and then because you violate the law, statute, command. That's what separates you. You know what I'm saying? All this, even if it's something that you think is something little, as eating some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's separating
the
you.
Lord's word.
That's it, man.
You can't make light of it. The Most High said his word is purified 7 times in the furnace.
Well, it's a contemptible small thing that you're gonna fall little by little.
That's right. That's right.
It's 15 and 11 says, "Say not thou, it is to the Lord that I fell away, for thou oughtest not to do the things that he hated. Say not thou, he hath caused me to err. We had no need of the simple man."
These 2 terms, see, but this is glorified, man. The Father is set in great dignity. This is glorified. People all on the radio, oh, the Juice WRLD died, oh my God. And they looking at Kanye, oh, they looking at these celebrities out here, and all these people are doing is leading Jake straight up into spiritual darkness, man.
That's some pretty nasty darkness right there.
That's that get out. That's that get out shit. That sunken place shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're not even holding on.
Isaiah 5:20. It says, "Woe to them that call evil good and good evil."
Now, this is not good. Well, he has a right to what if no, he does not. All right. Most High said you're gonna have to get an account of every idle word that's coming out of your mouth. These rappers are talking about fucking other motherfuckers, women. These rappers are talking about doing all kind of lean and bling and obscene shit. All right, it's not normal, not natural, not given from the Most High to eat or to imbibe in. All right, these motherfuckers talking about robbing and killing and stealing. What they ain't talking about is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai
And obeying.
and being obedient to the law, statutes, commandments of the Yahweh
Sometimes they
Bashim
say
Yahweh
that's the
Shai.
Bible.
And most of the lyrics are about almost damn near every song is about adultery, man.
That's right.
That's right.
Right?
And brag about, yeah, I took your woman, I took this.
And the women too, you know. What was that group name? That Pebbles ripped their ass off.
TLC.
Yeah, it was the most successful female group in the
yeah.
history of music, man, and damn near broke.
Yep.
All right, 'cause, well, that's what the fuck they get, man. And one of their biggest hits was "Creep." That was right.
Every
Yeah,
song is
right. So I'm creeping on my man, basically.
And everybody love that shit, man.
He don't know what I do, right? And then she said she love her baby, but she don't want to hurt him.
It's like, why you wicked bitch?
Then to stay your ass at home and keep the other man's dick out your mouth. What the fuck wrong with you? Nasty ass.
No, it's like it's a scrub.
Go ahead, brother.
Was it all of it?
Yeah, Scrub was a big hit for them
Yeah,
too.
to put down Jake.
They pushed that, yeah.
He still had a little bit more.
Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 5:27. Most of them they call evil good and good evil. They put darkness for light and light for darkness. They put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
And look at this bitch right here.
Oh,
And this bitch is so popular. Right? She's so fucking popular. Now she need to shut up. Talking about she 100% that bitch. No, you 100% a bitch. Because they telling, because why? Because they're promoting this, telling her that she's beautiful and she's sexy.
This what vocab belong most of Israel to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
This what they don't want you to be. It's like they want you to be a 100% certified nigga.
Yeah.
Right, that song, why men great, so they gotta be great. This bitch.
Sam, where's the outfit that she wore at the
Lakers.
Okay. This bitch got two of everything. 2 chins, 3 stones.
Right, she need to get it.
Hey, that's that got it.
Oh my God.
Oh, it stank.
Look at his face. That's the truth. Like,
you're right. You know she eat all kind of crap.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker.
All the
stank.
exercise. Absolutely.
Baruch, I think it is Baruch chapter 4, verse 33. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, all right, at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so should she be grieved for her own desolation.
So there you go. Look at. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. So they love Jake in this state of mind,
right? And this is degrading and shameful for our people, man. And she shouldn't be acting like that, man. And she heavy. She not an ugly woman, man. But
Yeah,
she is
got
a
a pretty face, but she ugly.
You know, right? It's just her lifestyle, her spirit is ugly, man.
Fucking.
Hey, this is Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Now that ain't mean for you to strip and bear down. Right. You're supposed to be getting to this with the spirit of understanding and repentance of Yahweh, and get your minds humble before the Lord, man. All right.
That was after the game.
Say that again.
That was after she caught all the backlash. Motherfuckers was heating her.
Yeah.
Now she crying. Now she fucking hurt.
But she still saying, you can kiss my ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
After all that, no, I don't care. I'm gonna do me. That's still what she said.
That's right.
I got a quick one. Isaiah 58:1. It says, "Cry aloud, spare not." All right, we're not sparing nobody's feelings. We ain't sparing, trying to be your friend or none of that. We got a job to do, and that's to tell the truth. It says, "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins." And when we do this, we're going to be hated because, like the title of the video, truth is the new hate speech. And as it says, they hate him that reprove it in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. So now we're speaking uprightly. We're telling the truth. We're showing our people their transgression. We're showing the house of Jacob their sins and telling them to return to the ancient paths, the law, statutes, and commandments, and the ways of righteousness. And now we're the bad guys.
Right. So because we don't want to see our women out there.
Exactly.
We don't want to see our people. Like
That's
this.
Exactly.
Man. You know, this is, you know, because in the ancient world, man, she would have been put to death or some shit.
Yep. Yep.
Right. That would be that wouldn't have been an accepted behavior among our people.
Yep.
Right. Okay, my scripture. Can I get this First Maccabees first?
Absolutely, brother.
This is First Maccabees chapter 15. I'm sorry, verse 34. It says, "Wherefore we, having opportunity, told the inheritance of our fathers, and whereas thou demandest Joppa and Gazaria, albeit they did get great harm unto the people in our country, yet we will give thee 100 talents for them." Hereunto Antinobius answered him not a word, but returned in a rage to the king, and made report unto him of these speeches and of the glory of Simon and all that he had seen, whereupon the king was exceeding wroth. And that goes to show you, man, that Esau doesn't want to ever see us doing well. He would parade some shit like this, man. Women like this get praised. He wants our people to be fat and gay, man.
Yep. That's it. Yep. Hey, Tommy Hilfiger was like, yeah, I would love to work with her, and you know, right.
She got invited by another stadium to come in anytime she wants to.
Oh, the Houston Rockets. Yes.
And this is 1 Timothy 2:9. In like manner, also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair of gold or pearls or costly array. All right. This woman right here, she's got putting all her butt out there, her body out there, and just out there loud and shit. During the famine, she's gonna be eating her on one side of her arm and eating on the other side of her arm.
What does Lizzo mean? That mean lesbian?
I don't know.
Lizard? I mean,
that's short for
Liz.
Probably.
Okay. All right.
But the Lord said you got to be humble, man. These women, these modern day women right now, y'all ain't humble, man. Most I gonna kill y'all women.
She literally asked out.
That's right. It's a very big condemnation because you all are not going to be able to handle Esau. You all not going to be able to handle niggas.
No.
Y'all not going to be able to handle your children. Y'all not going to be able to handle elements. Y'all don't know how to cook. Y'all don't know how to fucking clean. Y'all don't know how to even take care of shit, man. You bitches don't know how to sew. You don't know nothing about your health and diet, your alkaline water to nothing. You don't know shit.
Well,
these niggas don't know nothing, man.
Looking at her body's evidence, you don't know anything about her.
Our kids' health. Our kids eating all that bullshit we just talking about.
Oh, they feed McDonald's. All
Yeah, our kid. What the fuck a little boy doing fucking type 2 diabetes and shit, man? That shit is fucking.
It's just like Shafir said, man. You know how he been responding to all these cardiac cases. Men in their 30s, man. Yeah. You're in 30 having cardiac arrest, man. Why? Because you eating with her. Right? You sit down at the table eating what she eating. You probably eating her too.
Yeah, terrible.
You know, that can't be good for your health. Right, so bring out the last scriptures. We're gonna wrap it up.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. It says, "Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?"
Yeah, we tell you the truth. We become your enemy, man.
Enemy number one.
Come, because Jake don't want to hear the truth, and especially E. He don't want to hear it either. Because he don't want to be E. He want to be everybody except who he is, man. And we did put his whole history, all you know, but he don't. Nah, that ain't us.
Well, the scripture
It was
says,
you then. You were proud of it before we woke up to the fact.
They're all done away with.
Hey, the beautiful thing is, it don't matter what they think. Truth is the truth.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
And the truth is always going to come like the Psalm said. The truth will spring forth. All right. Yep. So the Lord is bringing it all out from ancient artifacts to ancient historians to the languages and to all kind of different things. He's explaining the prophecies coming to pass right in front of your face. Your system financially is going down, infrastructure is going down, your world respect is going down. All right. Everything the Lord said He's going to do is coming to pass.
John 15:18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. At the end of the day, hey, everybody, Proverbs 29:27. So the unjust is an abomination to the just,
That's
the
right.
just is an abomination to the unjust, man.
That's right.
As much as y'all hate us, hey, don't we hate them that hate thee, O Lord?
That's right.
We still will be found in your hand, Esau. So
right.
you have no leg to stand upon. You subjugated our people, killed our people. We're still here. So what do you want from us? To be like, oh, I love my slavery here. Fuck you, man.
So I do unto thee, thou shalt be desolate on Mount Sierra, all of Idumea, even all of it. Thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. These are basically the last casualties of this war, man. Like the negative, the folly, this shit is gonna cease, man. Hey, every time I see one of your people out here dying from that dope, hey, I'm gonna start talking like I can't get drunk like that. But you know what I mean? When we see your people dying from this dope, and we see your women with Jake, hey, we laughing, man. Hey, because this is the last hoorah. This is the last time you don't get to make us ashamed. This is really it, man. The truth has now come to light, man. What do they say? The roosters are clucking or something.
Yeah, the rooster.
They say it. Yeah, they coming home as roosts, man. This is it. This is what we see every day, man. If they don't put this on the news, they don't want to put this up. When we see, when you go into 7-Eleven, you see 2 Edomite bones with a backpack full of needles asking you for change so they can get 1 hot dog to split. But hey, this is the last time you gonna make Jake. Hey,
wow, look at that eagle right there, boy. It ain't soaring too high.
No, that motherfucker threw.
This is it, man.
Know thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Damn, look at her arms, man.
Through.
Fuck.
Is that a mask on her face?
No, that's a hat. It's a hat.
That's the emblem of Edom.
Oh my God! Whoa! Oh.
And that's in Britain, British Columbia.
Yeah,
I like how the hat's red and her skin's red.
Huh?
This is it for you all, man.
They're fully exposed right now.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. It says, "And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not." That's fucking Esau Edom, man.
That's right.
You know, if many people gonna consent to the bull he's putting out there, although it's obvious that he's lying out through his damn teeth. But these people, they want somebody to think for them, man. They're animals, man. But look who's in control, man.
Most High call them sheep. Most High call them sheep.
And this calamity right here, he brought upon his own people.
Yep.
Shows you how he's not wise. We're gonna wrap it up with that one.
This is Sirach 20 and 25. A thief is better than a man that is accustomed to lie, but they both shall have destruction to heritage.
Hey, so you know, do what you're gonna do, because we already know the end, man. In the end, you're gonna lose. Your enterprise is gonna fail, man. So you can use Agent Riser, and I pray Shalak Rayam.
That's right.
I should partner on him, and I hope that it's public and painful.
That's right.
And embarrassing. All right. Hey, so with that, we're gonna give all praises, glory, and honor
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Razak Kodash.
Wow. And broadcast. Yes, and the broadcast.